What happens when everything you built collapses? Picture this. A man in a cave, shackled by his own creation, building the first version of the Iron Man suit. Clunky, gray, not much to look at, but it gets the job done. This was Tony Stark, a genius inventor trapped in a war zone, with a dying man named Yinsen beside him, helping him craft his way to freedom. His father's legacy, the giant Stark Industries, loomed over him like an albatross around his neck. And all the while, his personal life? Well, it's a cocktail of broken relationships, alcohol, and a series of failed attempts at finding redemption. He's got the gadgets, the mansion, the fame, but none of it can fill the void. Eventually, it all comes crashing down. The Avengers Mansion? Gone. Stark Tower? Gone. Malibu Mansion? Gone. The empire that once defined him? Shrinking, crumbling, until all that's left is a brownstone in New York and a few loyal friends. Rhodey and Riri Williams, his protege and the newest member of the superhero world, Ironheart. Tony's still in the game, still fighting, still building, but something's missing. He's trying to keep his balance with what's left of his fortune, collecting dangerous superweapons to store in a secret warehouse, a place only Rhodey knows, just in case. Then, enter the Hellfire Gala, a party for the rich, the famous, and the powerful. Tony rubs elbows with Emma Frost and Fei Long, the billionaire behind Fei Long Industries. Fei Long, a man nursing a deep grudge after his plans to colonize Mars were foiled by the mutants of Krakoa, now stands proudly on their claimed planet, Arakko. Fei Long's bitter about it all, and he's ready to make the Avengers pay. That's how it starts. Tony's personal hell served up on a silver platter. But Tony's got bigger problems. Down in his brownstone lab, he's working on the Mark 70 armor, the last suit he has after everything else was lost. And in the middle of it all, his arc reactor explodes. The building's wrecked, his neighbor's dead. That's where the story really begins. Waking up in the hospital, surrounded by Rhodey, Riri, and Steve Rogers, Tony tries to explain. The reactor was sabotaged, he's sure of it, but no one believes him. No evidence, no outside interference. It's just another disaster in a long line of them. Tony, stubborn as always, won't stay with Rhodey. He's convinced someone's out to get him. Instead, he handles the funeral arrangements for the neighbor and starts down the road of vengeance. The wheels of his empire may be falling apart, but he's going to fix this. With Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, handling the legal mess, Tony moves his operation to a rundown cab depot in Jersey City. His lab's a mess, but he gets the Mark 70 up and running. Time for a test flight. But just as he's taking to the skies, a new enemy strikes, an armored foe who punches him right through an office building. This is getting personal. The fight's a blur. Punches are thrown, missiles are fired, and Tony gets the helicopter to safety, only to have the city turn on him. Again, he's the villain in everyone's eyes, even when he's saving the day. But his attacker? Not human. Just a drone with a man inside, unconscious, wired with explosives, a human bomb waiting to go off. Tony saves the man, gets him to the hospital, but all the while, the stock price of his old company crashes. Great timing, right? After a Chinese takeout dinner, Tony tries to get a grip on things. He goes to an AA meeting, but can't bring himself to speak. It's too much. Instead, he drowns his sorrows in a pub, stumbling through the streets, and ending up passed out in a pile of trash. It's all captured on someone's phone, of course. But even in his lowest moment, he's Tony Stark. The story isn't over. Far from it.